In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NBA games happening on April 12, 2024, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NBA games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start: if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Indiana Pacers versus Cleveland Cavaliers. As we near the end of the NBA regular season, a captivating showdown awaits in the Eastern Conference on Friday night when the Indiana Pacers take on the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Pacers currently sit at 6th place in the Eastern standings with a record of 46-34, while the Cavaliers hold the 4th spot at 47-33. As we head into the final stretch of the NBA season, the battle for playoff positions in the Eastern Conference remains wide open, making this upcoming matchup crucial. One key aspect to consider is the momentum of each team. Indiana comes into this game riding a wave of success, having won 3 consecutive games and 5 of their last 6. In contrast, Cleveland's recent performance has been less than stellar, with a disappointing 6-11 record in their last 17 outings. Moreover, Indiana has shown resilience on the road this season, boasting a 21-20 record straight up and a solid 22-18-1 against the spread away from home. Adding to this, the Pacers have had the upper hand in their recent matchups against the Cavaliers, covering the spread in 5 out of their last 7 encounters. Therefore, the Indiana Pacers to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. In terms of scoring, the over has hit in 21 out of 38 Cavaliers home games, particularly going 17-12-1 when Cleveland plays as the home favorites. Expect the Cavaliers to employ a physical approach, leveraging their size advantage to dominate inside the paint against the Pacers. They could easily rack up more than 60 points in the paint during this game. Look for standout performances from Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland. On the flip side, the Pacers are no slouches offensively, leading the league in scoring due to their high-octane pace of play. They excel at ball movement and are lethal near the rim, shooting over 65% there. Additionally, Indiana can hit shots from mid-range and beyond the arc. Indiana enters this matchup with strong recent form, having won 5 of their last 6 games outright. During this stretch, they've been averaging an impressive 124 points per game. Their offensive prowess is undeniable, ranking 2nd in the league with 118 points scored per 100 possessions. Indiana also plays at a fast pace, averaging 104.1 possessions per game, which is 2nd best in the NBA. In contrast, Cleveland prefers a slower, defensive-oriented style of play. However, given Indiana's offensive prowess, it's hard to envision the Cavaliers slowing them down significantly. We anticipate the Pacers scoring well into the upper 110s or even 120s, which leads us to believe that this game will surpass the projected total. Both teams boast healthy and capable scorers, and Cleveland should exploit Indiana's weaker defense while trying to keep up on the scoreboard. Therefore, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Brooklyn Nets versus New York Knicks. The 2 New York NBA teams, the Brooklyn Nets and the New York Knicks, are experiencing contrasting fortunes this season. The Nets, with a record of 32-48, are struggling and sit at the 11th spot in the Eastern Conference, already out of playoff contention. Despite this, they've shown signs of improvement lately, winning 3 of their last 4 games, including a notable victory against the Raptors where Cam Thomas and Dennis Schroeder played exceptionally well. On the other hand, the Knicks have thrived with an impressive 48-32 record, securing the 3rd seed in the East and securing a playoff spot. In their recent win against the 1st-seed Celtics, Jalen Brunson's outstanding 39-point performance highlighted their success, positioning them just 1 game behind the Bucks for the 2nd seed. Notably, the Nets have lost all 3 games against the Knicks this season. With a chance to grab the 2nd seed, the Knicks are set to play energetically in front of their home crowd on Friday. The team is hitting its stride just in time for the NBA playoffs, bolstered by the return of Og Anunoby, which solidifies their position as one of the top teams in the Eastern Conference. In their previous matchup against the Nets, New York's defensive prowess was evident as they held Brooklyn to only 93 points, with the Nets struggling from beyond the arc and getting outscored in the paint. Brooklyn also committed 15 turnovers and allowed 18 fast break points. It's likely that we'll see a similar defensive effort from the Knicks at MSG on Friday, given their strong interior defense and the Nets' struggles in mid-range shooting, which often forces them to rely heavily on three-pointers. The Nets have had a tough time covering the spread on the road this season, with a disappointing 13-26 record. Overall, their record against the spread is 33-43-4, while the Knicks have been much stronger at home with a 21-17-1 record against the spread. The Knicks, aiming for a high playoff seed, have a strong incentive to secure a convincing win against their local rivals. Conversely, the Nets might prioritize developing their young talent over winning, given their current position outside of playoff contention. While I'm cautious about the Knicks being heavy favorites on a back-to-back, they have won and covered in their last 5 matchups against the Nets. Despite having more rest, the Nets have struggled in recent games and failed to cover the spread in 7 of their last 10 games despite being underdogs. Meanwhile, the Knicks have covered in 7 of their last 10 games and are still fighting for a top 3 seed in the East. There's too much on the line for the Knicks to underestimate the Nets. Although the spread is large, this game could turn into another convincing victory for the Knicks. Therefore, the New York Knicks to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The under has hit in 8 out of 12 instances when the Knicks have played without rest this season. Moreover, it has hit in 11 out of 15 games when the Knicks have faced Atlantic Division opponents and in 10 out of 14 games when the Nets have faced Atlantic Division opponents. Both teams play at a slower pace compared to most NBA teams, ranking 24th and 30th in adjusted pace. Given the Knicks' strong defense and the Nets' inconsistent offense, this game is likely to be low scoring. Considering the Knicks are on the second night of a back-to-back, they might not be fully firing on all cylinders throughout the game after a tough battle against the Celtics in Boston. Throughout the season, both teams have tended to play in lower scoring games. The Knicks have an under-over record of 35-45, while the Nets have an under-over record of 18-21 on the road. With the Knicks focused on securing playoff positioning and employing a playoff-style defense, the game is likely to be slower paced and lower scoring. Additionally, the Nets' emphasis on youth development may lead to a less aggressive tempo. Therefore, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Toronto Raptors versus Miami Heat. As the regular season approaches its end, 2 Eastern Conference teams with differing objectives are set to clash in South Beach, each aiming for a victory. The Toronto Raptors will be visiting the Miami Heat on Friday night for the first of a 2-game series to close out their season. Toronto is coming off a close 106-102 road loss against Brooklyn, where they managed to cover the 11.5-point underdog line. Meanwhile, Miami suffered a tough 111-92 defeat at home to Dallas during a back-to-back game, failing to cover as a 2.5-point underdog. Although Miami leads the all-time regular season series 60-42, the teams have split their 2 meetings this season, with Toronto securing a 121-97 home win in their most recent encounter on January 17th. The Raptors have little left to play for besides pride as they conclude their disappointing season, while the Heat are still fighting to avoid the play-in tournament. Toronto has struggled this season, particularly due to the absence of key players, making their situation more challenging. Miami, on the other hand, is looking to secure a higher playoff position, ideally aiming for the 7th spot in the Eastern Conference to gain home court advantage in the play-in tournament. The Heat are likely to have their key players on the court, including Rozier, which gives them a significant advantage against a Toronto team that appears to have lost momentum this year. Miami is guaranteed a spot in the play-in game, but this game could mark the last appearance for their starters, as they may opt to rest key players on Sunday. Expect a strong performance from Miami at home, particularly defensively, as they boast one of the NBA's top defensive units. Toronto's offense is expected to struggle against Miami's defense, which could influence the outcome. Miami holds a solid record against the spread this season, whereas Toronto's record is less favorable, making the Miami Heat to win and cover the spread as favorites our full game side pick. Toronto has seen the over hit in 40 of their 80 games this season, placing them squarely in the middle of the league. They rank 18th in turnovers with an average of 12.7 per game and 13th in pace, averaging 97 possessions per game. Miami, conversely, has leaned towards the under this season with a record of 47-33. They excel defensively, committing just 11.5 turnovers per game and playing at a slow pace, averaging 94.1 possessions per game. Recent matchups between these teams have tended to go under the total, with 4 of the last 5 games falling short. Expect Toronto to struggle offensively against Miami Miami's tough defense, which is adept at limiting open shots. Conversely, Miami's offense is also expected to face challenges and play at a deliberate pace. Toronto tends to hit the under, while Miami has the best under record in the league. With Miami's slower tempo, the game is likely to be played at a measured pace favoring Miami. Considering the current state of both teams' offenses, the game is likely to fall short of the projected total. Therefore, under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.